Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Dodgers Port. Very quick intro and we'll jump straight into the battle. Just to let you know, today's battle is on the Tier 3 Russian cruiser, the Bogatyr, in a battle that weirdly was a win. That's a very definite spoiler, but a win without ever having more ships than the opposition or being in front of them on points. Yeah, I know, right? Look forward to the battle, and I'll see you there. So, here we are on the Tier 3 Bogatyr, the Russian cruiser, on the new Tiara map. Not one of my favourite maps because of all those islands, which can easily lead me to run aground, because that's a thing I do. Cap the flag, so obviously what I'm going to do first is head, even though I'm quite a long way out of position, I'm going to head kind of towards our cap circle so I can defend it, because that's what I seem to be best at. And also because I find most people find defending their own cap boring and will almost certainly surge towards the other cap zone, leaving me on my own to defend it. So we're going to have to watch to see where their ships are coming from first. What's their strategy going to be? Are they going to come around both edges with the two destroyers? Is everybody going to pile through the middle? And where are their battleships going to go? Because there are 3 battleships on each team. So first things first, there's an enemy destroyer. Let's see if we can give him a rude introduction to the battle. A little bit, but not so much. Well, his engines are pretty much gone, so that should give us a nice easy salvo at him now. Oh dear, they're both dead. Okay, great. So we're at 2 destroyers each dead at this point. So we are level, both on ships and points. Make the most of it. We're not going to be level ever again in the battle. Now, what you may have noticed there is, and if you're eagle-eyed, you'll see that I do this sometimes, is that on my first few salvos, I don't give enough lead time, and my shells end up landing astern of my target. And it's usually only the first couple of salvos. But there is a reason for that other than general crapness of shooting, and that's that sometimes I'm playing on my main account for a couple of hours before I switch to this to see if I can come up with some nice content for lower tier ships. And when you're playing in tier 8, 9, 10 ships, everything's moving faster, and unfortunately I'm not really good enough to adapt to that immediately. I wish I was, and sometimes I get into these battles and realise as soon as I've fired, oh my god, that ship's going so much slower than the ones I'm used to firing at, that I need to give a lot more lead time. Excuses over. We'll see if we can now start landing shells on people. We're already 1 ship down and points down. Get used to that. And looking at the map, yeah, it looks like we've got 1 destroyer coming in hot, but it looks like he's planning on giving grief to our battleship rather than capping. But everyone else now does seem to be heading towards our cap circle. That's not something we want to see, especially as all 3 battleships are still alive. Let's see if we've got a range. Yes, we do. Okay, ooh, that's really going to hurt. Would you like another salvo? Oh, well turned, sir. Well turned. He clearly saw the shells and turned away. Nice play. Okay, right, well the AI informs me the enemy team has taken the lead. Have they over? They're now 3 ships ahead and a lot of points ahead. Now, that's a bad enough message to get. It's when you get the next one, which is the enemy team is about to win, that alarm bells always ring, because that means they have an almost unsurmountable lead. Almost. The problem we've got here is not only are they piling ships into our cap circle, and they are, I mean there are already 3 in there, and I can see 2 more cruisers and another battleship heading that way. The fact that all 3 battleships look like they're going to make it all the way through into our cap circle is going to make it very difficult to dislodge them. So no point worrying about something we can't do anything about just yet. What we do need to do is stop any more of these darn ships getting into the cap circle. So that cruiser's gone in, but he's on fire. Oh, what a waste of shells. He died to my fires. But we are still 3 ships behind, and they have 4 ships. Make that 5 ships in our cap zone. I'll be honest, at this point I was looking at it going, I'm not sure we can get out of this. We have so few ships left, I don't think we can stop them capping. But my speciality, if I have one, is stopping people capping. So what am I going to do about that? Well, first things first, if I can't sink the battleships, I can certainly keep hitting them and resetting the cap, and I can certainly try and sink the cruisers. So that has to be my 2-pronged plan at the minute. Keep hitting the battleships so they can't cap, and then keep trying to sink the cruisers. And I'm not the only one targeting that cruiser, it must be said. Okay, that's definitely going to need polishing out. Now I can't stay in the cap circle forever because there's just too much ordnance in there. God damn it! Look at the cap circle now. 2 battleships, make that 3 battleships and 2 cruisers, all in our cap circle. And we've got 1 cruiser heading back in, but he's definitely in trouble because he's going to end up against all of those ships. So here we have a reversing cruiser. Not sure what it is about people reversing cruisers, but they do tend to do it. So I just pop back quickly into my cap circle just to annoy them as much as anything else. And I'd switch to armor piercing because he seems to want to give me... Whoa, torpedo. Okay, there we go. He seems to want to give me a broadside to aim at, so... Oh, how dare you. So I may as well... Oh my gosh, I almost didn't spot him. There is a destroyer here. I'm clearly going to overpen him, but 5 overpens is enough to kill him. And it's quicker than switching to high explosive, so let's do that. Now that looks like too good a target to miss, so we don't. One more good citadel would pretty much finish him off. But he's done the right thing. He's now realised that he can't keep giving me a broadside, and he turns. Okay, now here we go with the last remaining destroyer. Nice try with the torpedo, but my nickname is the Artful Dodger. And there we go, you'd be dead, but look at my health now. Oh. Disappointing that that wasn't a citadel. Disappointing that wasn't a citadel. Oh, he's hurting me now. Quick look up, torpedo missing. Happy with that. And you'd be dead. So, let's take stock of this ridiculous battle. My engines are malfunctioning, so I'd better repair those. We are still 1 ship down, we are still over 100 points down, and they have 4 ships in our cap zone. So they are well on their way to winning this battle. So what can we do here? Well, first of all, the one advantage of it being battleships in the cap circle is they're fairly easy to hit, which means we can keep resetting. There you go, you have a shell. Okay, that's going to reset the cap a little, but you're still ahead. How about have a go at that battleship? Yep, that's reset the cap circle even more. So are we now in front of capping? Oh, we're about level, but we're not, because we're about level, but they've got more ships in the cap zone than we do. So if we were to just all freeze in place right here, right now, they win, we lose. And that meant I have to come back out from around that island. I would have loved to have sat just round there, but I've got to come out and start helping reset this cap again. Now, my thought process here was maybe I should now just slam the brakes on and then reverse back around the island, but you know what? You know my thoughts on reversing. You usually get yourself into more trouble than it's worth, because you can't do any quick manoeuvres while you're reversing, so I may as well just go full speed ahead, keep a very, very close eye on these battleships, and if they fire at me, do my best to earn my nickname and see if I can dodge their shells. All the time resetting the cap. Now my ally here, the friendly battleship, has moved into the cap circle, and that really helps, because now we're only 30 seconds away from winning the battle. One of their battleships is effectively out of the business, because he's now behind an island. So at this point I have one simple plan. I am not firing another shell. I don't need to. I am simply going to go behind the island. And then if they reset the cap by hitting our battleship, I think we still win. Ooh, that was the battle right there. If he hits me there, he probably, well, not probably, definitely sinks me. So from the most improbable of situations, we win the battle. And we do it without ever being a ship up or a point up. Wow. So there we go. The win. 4 people sunk. But the only ribbon that counts is the assisted in capture ribbon. Got to feel a little bit sorry for the opposing team, but they made one huge mistake. And that mistake is nobody stayed behind to defend their cap zone. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you don't defend your cap zone, you are going to lose a lot more battles than you win. Well, I hope you enjoyed that battle. I certainly enjoyed playing it, even though it was ever so fraught at times. And if you did, please consider giving me a like, and a subscription would be even better. I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care everybody. Bye bye.